Welcome back to the Boneyard podcast, everybody. This is your host, Jared Sheffield, along with my good friend,
Artemis Broward.
We're coming to you this week with episode 245.
245.
Artemis,
What's going on?
how we doing, my friend?
We are good. We are good. We are in the dog days of summer. It has been hot here in North Carolina. It has been stormy, especially right now here in North Carolina. But
It's raining
we're
dogs
good.
and cats.
That it is.
In the dog days of summer. And if you hear that in the background, that is none other than young Ficklin Shaffett being absolutely wild. He's afraid of the storm. So he's in here with Dad tonight.
As he should be.
Chill out. We were saying before, we almost need an ISO cam just on him.
Just that for a camera. I just isolated right on Fick.
Yeah, I was trying to get him to go outside before we hopped on, and he just will not go outside in the rain. He's a little, but he loves the water. Loves to go swimming.
Doesn't like rain.
But does not like rain or baths. But then again,
well, most dogs don't like that.
Yeah. He's a good boy. Artemis, episode 245.
Sir,
do you have a 45?
I was looking for a 45, and I really just found one off the top of the dome. So my 45, just gonna get right into it. One of the greatest pitchers of all time, one of the greatest closers of all time, Pedro Martinez. That's just what it is. Pedro, obviously famous Boston Red Sox, was a part of that 2004 team that broke the curse and brought a World Series championship back to Boston for the first time in 100 some years. It was something like that. I don't know how long it was, but it was a long time. Very, 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 very long time. And great personality. Him and Big Papi are two great personalities if you never actually got to see them. I watch a lot of the post-game stuff on some of these baseball networks, and him, Papi, they are hilarious. So Pedro Martinez, that would be my 45.
That's a good one. That's who I was going to go with. There's a lot of chalk at 45. So I'm going to pivot. I'm going to pivot to Bob Gibson.
Okay.
Probably the best number. I mean, he is the best 45 in MLB history. I don't know what years he wore it. I guess he wore it for 15 years. So a majority of his career in the number 45 when he pitched for St. Louis his entire career. But Hall of Famer, MVP, 9-time All-Star, 9-time Gold Glove, 2-time Cy Young, 2-time World Series, 2-time World Series MVP. Like, it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah.
Doesn't get much better than that. I mean, I was trying to find his WAR. 89.2 wins above replacement. So not too shabby. It's pretty
good.
But Artie, how's everything else going, man?
We're good, brother. We are less than 2 months from officially having a ring on
the start of football season.
Well, yeah, that too.
That's all I care about, Artie. I don't care about anything else.
I have a big life event that's going to be happening soon, but
it's not as big as East Carolina University beating that ass in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh man, yeah.
What are the kids saying? B2A?
Is that what they're saying? B-Day?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I just like belts to ass.
What's that?
Belts to ass.
Damn right. There we go. This ain't a child-friendly program. It is. But maybe PG-13. No, Artie, yeah. You've got what, 53 days?
53 days. Yep. You hit it right on the head. 53 days.
I only know it because we are 50 days away from East Carolina football.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are oh so close.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I am going to already, during this rehearsal dinner, the timing, like I love Artie to death. And I know he meant well by putting his rehearsal dinner on Thursday and the game on Sunday, not thinking that like this game would be Thursday night in Carter Finley.
Really looking out for the boys on this.
The vibes are going to be immaculate at the rehearsal dinner. As I have my phone, I guess I probably won't. There'll be TVs there.
Yeah, we're doing a cow. So yeah,
I wasn't going to tell people. I mean, nobody's going to show up, but you want to show up?
Yeah, nobody knows what that is. I just said that, and everyone's like, "Huh? The hell?"
It's a good restaurant. The brisket mac. Woo, that brisket mac and cheese.
Yeah,
I already know what I'm getting, Artie. Brisket mac and cheese. I don't know. It's a little nicer occasion than that. Maybe I'll go for a rare cut of steak.
I will request that they do have the TVs at the bar set to the ECU game. At least two TVs set to the ECU stadium.
If I am gonna need the drinks will be flowing. That's all I'm saying.
It's gonna be a night.
Somebody's gonna have to drive me home.
No, if it's a victory, it's gonna be
either way. The drinks are gonna be flowing, Artie.
That's true.
Oh, but Cal does not want to see me if East Carolina beats that ass.
Jared's gonna be on one.
I'm gonna be on the bar.
Matter of fact, I mean, we're gonna have a bunch of ECU alumni in there anyway, so I mean, we're all gonna be on one.
It's gonna be fun. All right, Artie. Been a little bit, but there's not much to talk about right now. It's like you said, it's the dog days of summer, and I mean, not much to talk about, right? We got some ECU baseball stuff to talk about. Then we're going to talk about some preseason accolades for ECU football, and then I think Josh has some queued up for us.
Yeah.
Towards the end, but ECU baseball, Ethan Norby is the 7th player in program history to be named to the final national team roster. I mean, really good list of guys to be up there with. Jake Agnos, Bryant Packard, Alec Burleson, Carson Wisenhunt, Zach Agnos, and Trey Savage. And then we all know that Cliff Godwin was the third base and hitting coach back in 2018 and 2022. Mm-hmm. Ethan went 2 innings, 0 hits, 0 runs, and 1 strikeout in his game that USA lost in that first game, 6-1, but two clean innings.
Good showing from the fellas, though. Good showing. Just good to see him out there.
Yeah. I mean, he did his job.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Can't account for the bats, but he did his job.
Exactly. And then some news to go around with on the coaching staff. I mean, Thomas Francisco, ECU alum, is joining the staff as the director of operations. And now that it's finally been announced, Jake Gautreau, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, former National Assistant Coach of the Year and 2021 College World Series champion, is the new hitting coach for East Carolina. And he and Cliff have crossed paths before, but he's decided now to join Cliff's staff. And this is a big one. This is a good guy to get. Mississippi State. I mean, we all know Mississippi State SEC baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to use their tagline, it just means more. But anytime you can get a coach to coming from the SEC into the American, that's a big deal. So all in all, happy with that hire. I mean, don't look now, Artie. Cliff Godwin's doing exactly what we said he needed to do. He had some holes in this lineup, had some holes on this roster. He kept the guys he really needed to keep. Yeah, there's a couple guys that left, but kept the guys he really needed to keep. And then he's gone out and really gotten some dogs to line themselves up to be in a much better position next year than they were this past year.
Yeah, I mean, kind of understanding this ever-evolving landscape of what college athletics is and kind of buying into that. And then still, honestly, just being super passionate. I don't think there's anybody in the world more passionate about getting ECU to Omaha than one Cliff Godwin. I just think he is just passionate about it. He probably loses sleep a bunch of nights about it.
Sure. So
he is absolutely doing what is needed to try to retool and get this team back to where we want to get to.
Yeah. That pitching staff next year's is lining up to be really nice. That's what I'll say. And then, I mean, you bring in some guys. You got that guy from South Florida coming in. It's all in all, it's gonna be. I'm already excited about baseball, and we still haven't even gotten to football season.
Yeah.
So, anything else, Josh? Anything else that you have to add on ECU baseball? Anybody? Nope. Okay. Moving along. This is going to be maybe one of our shorter episodes, y'all. Like we said earlier, not much to talk about right now.
Just had to get y'all some content, though. Still had to get y'all some content.
We took a week off last week, but already preseason accolades going around East Carolina University, ECU football. What we got here? We got Raheem Craig, defensive lineman, named third team All-American Athletic Conference, I should say. JD Lampley. I think JD Lampley, if he can stay healthy,
he's gonna have a year.
This guy
may
very well end up first team All Conference.
Yeah. Lampley is definitely the one that won the circle.
Very high on JD Lampley. Damian Wilson, fourth team All American Athletic Conference from Athlon Sports. Jordy Lowry stood out to me. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, had a decent spring game. So, second team All AAC from Phil Steele, which I picked up my Phil Steele magazine. If you haven't, go get it. It's at Barnes & Noble. Honestly, it's a must-have going into the football season. Second team All AAC in Phil Steele, third team All AAC from Athlon. Jamarly Riddle. I mean, dude absolutely balled out last year. It'll be interesting to see what he does in his second year. Second team All AAC from Phil Steele, third team All AAC Athlon Sports. Punt returner Brock Spalding, third team All AAC. I honestly didn't even think about having like a punt returner as an all conference. I guess that is a position.
It is. And honestly, that's one of those positions at ECU where we don't really ever seem to get it right, or we just don't have something like an explosive. Like, I would love to see some more punt returns, taking back 40, 50 yards, kick returns taken to the house. Every now and then. Obviously, it's kind of a dying thing that's going out the game. You don't see it as much anymore, but it's very important if you can get a good return specialist.
Do we have an updated count on how long it's been since East Carolina's had a punt return for a touchdown? Do we? It's like 300 some games now.
I can grab that.
I know our good friend Igo tweets it out every so often. It's been since like 2003, 2004.
Jeez.
It's honestly absurd how long it's been since ECU's had a punt
And we
return
crap
for a touchdown.
one in 20 plus years.
Now we've had some kickoff returns, but punt returns. That's
and not even taken to the house. I mean,
2011.
Was it 2011?
2011. Okay, that was still before
2011.
So how many games is that? Like 230, 240?
200 and something.
Still.
That's a very long time.
It's a very long time.
When you look at some of the guys that we've had returning punts over the years.
Right, since 2011? Yeah, we definitely should have popped one by now.
That's absurd.
That's crazy.
I always think like this is going to be the year. This is going to be the game. I think about it honestly more than I probably should. But it's going to happen. Running backs. I said, and I know what a spring game is. I said at the spring game, Artie, this was one of the more talented running back rooms that I've seen at ECU. Like I really, I don't know if it was me watching the spring game and our offensive line not like looking great, or I don't know, but this running back room looked really shifty. It looked like you had all of the kind of positions in that room. You know, you got your bruiser back, you got your shifty back, your guy that can bounce it out to the outside. Right. You've kind of got all those spots covered, and some of those guys can do multiple things. So, there's a lot of speed, just like at the wide receiver position. The speed. I'm not saying that it's Keaton Mitchell-esque, but there's a lot of guys that can move it like similar to how he could move it. So, go ahead.
I was gonna say they've got to follow up two really good guys, right? So I mean, iron sharpens iron. There's no household names in our running back room, so they're probably all hungry. they're all hungry to go out there and prove what they got.
Yeah, and Parker Jenkins, the transfer from Houston, named 4-team All AAC from Athlon Sports, and then London Montgomery. He's my kind of like sneaky breakout player to watch this year. That guy I think is gonna turn some heads in this conference. Okay. It'll be interesting to see how JDB uses him. But if he gets his touches, he showed glimpses of it last year. If he gets his touches, look out. On offensive line, Jamarian McCrimmon, 2nd team All AAC, 3rd team All AAC, Phil Still, 2nd team Athlon Sports. And then the wide receivers, honestly, Anthony Smith, 1st team All AAC. I think, quite honestly, possibly one of the best wide receivers, if not the best wide receiver in the conference this year.
Very clearly the one. Very clearly the guy that should be the one.
And then Yannick Smith, 4th team All AAC. And I think he could have got a 2nd or 3rd team look from Athlon Sports, but nonetheless, he is the 4th team. I think what I'm very excited about, this offense is going to be super explosive.
Yannick, to me, is the X factor. I fully expect Anthony Smith to ball out and do his thing. If Yannick can continue to show glimpses of what he showed, last year, and be that down the field really X factor threat, mid range threat, Yannick to me is the X factor. If he can ball out to be the 2 behind Anthony Smith, or even they're kind of jockeying between 1 and 2, that to me is going to be the difference between our offense being good to great. So,
yeah, I mean, this wide receiver room is deep too. It's honestly, this offense looks so much better than it has in recent years. So, all in all, very excited about the offense.
Not wait.
I mean, Still, I mean, tight end room's nice. Wide receiver room. If the offensive line can hold its weight, I think we'll be.
Which has been a question mark. The O line has been a question mark the last few years. So,
yeah, but I do think that this year we will see at least some improvement. And look, Kane Hauser, the guy can move. So if he needs to get out of the pocket, he can.
He's got the ability to do. He's not stagnant. He's not a brick wall, stone wall back there in the pocket. He can move.
Yeah, it's gonna be. You got some ballers out there. That's all I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say. Josh, anything you'd like to add before we move along?
I would just like to add that Tegan Wilk not having been named on any list. That's I mean, I don't know. He left the conference at an all conference level. Like, I don't know.
I guess the question mark is, I mean, him coming back. I mean, can he stay healthy? You know, look, Tegan's my guy. But I think that's going to be the number one question mark is, can he stay healthy throughout the year?
I get it, but I'm just saying, no mention so far. That's just, I don't know.
First team, all conference, Boneyard podcast.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
What you got for us, Josh?
All right. So this week we're doing a little tier list. We got the Carolina teams. Your top level are like your title contenders. This can be national title or conference title. Okay. You got your big bowls. So anybody that's bowl eligible that you think for this year, around 500, the ones you're kind of iffy on, subpar, speaks for itself, and defund the program. Which ones just need to go away? They just aren't doing it. They just aren't making us proud anymore.
I like it.
All right. So I'll just let you as we start off with Jared, let you pick one, pick a team and put them up there. And Artie, if you'd like to move them on your go, you can move them.
Okay.
I'll probably take. Let me take the low hanging fruit here. I'm going to say Clemson. I'm not saying national title, but I think definitely conference title contenders. So I'm going to put Clemson there. That's the easy first pick.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, Clemson definitely is a title contender this year. Now, will they win a title? Who knows? But returning what they're returning, yeah, no, they're absolutely a title contender. I'm gonna go big bowl.
Big bowl.
And I'm also gonna go cake on this one as well. So let's go South Carolina. Big bowl.
That's more than I thought. That's more cake than I thought it would be.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're going to be around 500, but I'll leave.
Yeah, you think South Carolina will be around 500? Okay. So you think they take a step back from last year?
I mean, I the one thing I don't have is their schedules in front of me, so I think that's going to be part of it. I don't think. What bowl game did they play in last year?
Oh God!
They played Illinois.
Because Shane Beamer and Frank Billema tried to fight.
He did the T. He did the T.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, that did happen. They was about to go to blows. That did happen.
Was that the? Is that the Camellia Bowl? What's the bowl?
Maybe.
Is that the one in Jacksonville?
No, the one in Mobile. I think that was the one in Mobile.
Mm. That's a good place for both those fan bases, Mobile.
They literally changed the college football rule that cannot be done unless you're saying that you're not going to return the ball.
Mm.
Like they literally changed the rule book from that bowl game.
All right, next big bowls. Give me Duke in a big bowl.
In a big bowl.
I agree with that. I actually agree with that. I like what Manny Diaz is doing up there in Durham.
Honestly, Duke, out of the teams in North Carolina, I think Duke is the best off right now.
Yeah, they absolutely could be the best team in North Carolina, for sure.
Just a note, they were 6-1 in one possession games last year. Do they regress to the mean and go 1-6 this year, or do they move to the next level?
Why am I blinking on that?
Last year, though, I thought they overachieved.
I did too.
They were a year away from being what they could. So
does Darian meant to solve all of it? Like that's the question.
We'll see.
I think in a weekend ACC, I like Duke. I like Duke. At least a 9-3 team. I see Duke being a 9-3 team.
Yeah.
And who knows? I mean, 9-3 is about all you have to be to get in the college football playoff in the ACC.
You give people an ACC title, 9-3. So for sure. Let's see. I guess it's my turn.
Yeah.
Around 500. I'm gonna put App State.
App State.
Put App State around 500. I don't think they have as bad as year as they did previously. I just don't think that's the kind of program that has multiple really bad seasons. I think they pulled together 7-8 wins.
You got to remember, lost Joey Aguilar to Tennessee.
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
And now SEC fan bases are clowning Tennessee because they're talking about how bad he is.
He wasn't that good. We shouldn't have lost to him. That's the thing. Like,
much less we shouldn't have lost to him twice.
Yeah, even worse.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna go subpar for Carolina. There's a lot of people in subpar. There's a lot of people that think that, hey, they've put a bunch of money into the program. They've hired Bill Belichick. He's gonna make this a team like he has Tom Brady. No. It's Chapel Hill, y'all. Let's remember, they always do much less with so much more. No, I don't think you defund the program, but I think I think you're below 500. If they make a bowl game, they finish 6-7, but I think they're going to end up being that 4-8.
Wow.
5-7.
I was gonna ask. I was like, so you're saying 4 wins? If this is the 4-win category,
I think they may close in on 5-7. I don't know. We've seen it
for the 5th win, and then it'll end up going to a bowl game because there's not enough eligible teams.
Yeah. I really don't know. I'm out on Carolina. I don't believe in Belichick. So there we go.
Wow. I look, I don't think they're going to be conference champions, but I would have them run at around 500 range, just because their schedule is okay. If you see their schedule, it's really not a bad. I mean, it's the kind of schedule you would like to have. Like it's a pretty good schedule that they have.
They're
And
losing week 1.
I can't imagine Bill Belichick.
Who they play week 1? TCU?
Yeah.
But we're not
And
talking
Chapel
about
Hill.
TCU come off the natty. We're talking about, TCU come off a pretty bad season.
But that quarterback they got,
That's true. But
he's gonna tear him up.
I don't see 4-8, 5-7. I see 6-6. I see 6-6, 7-5. Carolina. That's what I see.
I would be willing to move them up to 500. There's a lot of people in Chapel Hill, and honestly, there's a lot of people on both sides that think it's going to be a really good year, and then there's a lot of people that think it's going to be a really bad year. There's nobody that in Chapel Hill that thinks it's going to be a normal year for Carolina.
Right.
But I know when a lot of people are talking about Carolina and knowing how they've performed at times in the past, when they actually invest and put resources behind their football program, they continually fall flat on their face because that's what they do in Chapel Hill.
And let's not forget, they literally just had Mac Brown, who is a Hall of Fame college football coach. Bill Belichick's a Hall of Fame pro football coach. Mac Brown's a Hall of Fame college football coach, won a natty at the University of Texas. And he couldn't get it done in Chapel Hill. So,
but it's also like, let's not forget that was a Carolina team that Mac Brown tried to retire after losing to JMU and having 70 points dropped on him by James Madison.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
I don't know. They always underperform.
It's something about them purple schools, man, dropping 70 on them.
They always underperform.
You're right, Artie.
Something about them purple schools.
Real ones now. All right, Artie.
Let's just go ahead and do it. Defund the program. Wake Forest. Defund the program. They were looking so good when they had Hartman and the boys a few years ago. Jumped, skyrocket all the way to number 2 in the country. I mean, I had to like wipe my eyes and like, is Wake Forest actually number 2 in the damn country? This is crazy. But
almost forget that like they were decent.
Yeah, they were that good for a little bit of time, and then they came back to earth. And I don't know if it's really going to ever get to those heights again. And honestly, Wake Forest alumni, Wake Forest fan base, be ashamed of your damn selves. Y'all don't show up to these games. You got one of the smallest stadiums in FBS. It seats like 30,000 people, and you still don't show up to the games. Clemson takes over your place. Duke, State, Carolina, they all take over your place in Winston. This is a damn shame. Do better.
I know Artie had some friends about a year or two ago when I said some stuff about Wake Forest. I said, look, I've lived in Winston-Salem, North Carolina my entire life. Nobody gives a shit about you. People go to your games because they get the tickets for free, and they got nothing else to do in Winston-Salem on a Saturday.
Nothing else to do on a Saturday night, so they go to a Wake game.
I'm sorry. And there's things to do in Winston, but like they're like, oh, we'll be able to see Clemson come in to Winston-Salem. I don't know. It's nobody cares about you.
It's just sad. It's just sad to see. Really sad because they could be. I mean, it's not like they don't have the money. Wake got money, but it's just sad to see.
All right. Oh, man.
One more.
I'm going to say Coastal is around 500. Not much to say about them there. I don't know. I feel like that's a good spot for them.
Do they beat us?
I'm going to say no. Right now, I'm saying they don't. Now, you ask me, that's what, week 3? You ask me around September 10th, I might have a different answer. But right now, I say no.
I like it. I feel like honestly, a lot of these teams left for around 500. To be honest with you, I'm just gonna go ahead and put State in there because that's just what they are. That's just what State is as a program. They're just around 500.
Their win total. Last I checked, their win total was set at -6.5. So, I mean, around 500 is a good spot for them.
Yeah, I mean, if they're projected to win 4 games, they'll win 7. If they're projected to win 12 games, they'll win 7. That's just the kind of program they are. They're just around 500.
All right.
Let's see. Look, Charlotte has had some rough years. And I think, surprisingly, this is going to be the year that ECU beats Charlotte, considering we've lost the last 2, the only 2. I think ECU beats Charlotte. I do think they get more than 3 wins. I think they're in the 4 to 5 win category there with Carolina. Now they do have to play Carolina this year, so we'll see how that goes. I'm putting Charlotte in the subpar category.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Now, I'm interested to see what Tim Albin does at Charlotte. Coming from the MAC, I mean, that's going to be it'll be interesting. Brought in a lot of his guys, but how does that transfer into the American? You're not playing on Tuesdays every week.
That's true.
Can they play on Saturdays? I guess we'll find out. All right, Artie, what you got?
Good old East Carolina University. I mean, look, just to be playing with you, the floor is 5 wins. I think the ceiling is 9. That's around 500. So I'm gonna put ECU right there in the middle.
Around 500.
I don't think the floor is 5 wins.
What's the floor?
I want to say 6. I know that's not much.
Okay.
But like I don't think this team's missing a bowl game.
It's just what ECU you come to expect the topsy-turvy up and down roller coaster ride that ECU football can be. So
yeah, we're probably gonna go. We're probably gonna go 7-5, 6-6, and somehow we will have lost to either Temple or Florida Atlantic.
There's going to be some head scratches on there. That's guaranteed. There's going to be a head scratcher where you look and you say, "Damn it."
Then again, biceps Mike Houston is no longer on the sideline.
But he is at the top of this tier list.
Yeah, but he's not getting paid.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about
ECU still paying him, so it doesn't matter. ECU still paying him.
How bad do you have to be for somebody to be like, yeah, we're gonna pay you to leave?
ECU's gonna pay him to win a national championship somewhere else. That's crazy.
Right, that man is out there chilling in South Carolina, still getting paid out of Greenville. That's crazy.
Yeah, I have a conspiracy that Dabo is going to be the next Nick Saban and try to rehab head coaches to be head coaches again. His first project is Mike Houston.
Help him find God.
His first project is Mike Houston.
Now, if Mike Houston goes on somewhere and does great at another program, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be severely pissed off.
He won't.
You never know. You never know.
He'll work his way up and be a defensive coordinator somewhere. Probably somewhere like a I don't know, like a Maryland or something. That's where he'll end up. Like that's not as high as that's his career ceiling is the defensive coordinator at Maryland.
That's crazy.
That's pretty harsh. I mean, I can see him being a D coordinator in the SEC. If he does well with Clemson, I can see him
a D coordinator in the SEC.
Mississippi State, come on now.
There's some teams in the SEC that can use D coordinator.
Mississippi State.
All right.
I can see that.
All right, Missouri.
No, not right now.
I'm not saying right now. We're talking like he's got to rebuild his career.
We're like in Kentucky.
Kentucky. Vanderbilt.
Yep.
I don't know. Wish him the best. Get some more curls in, buddy.
I said, Mike.
Oh, what a guy. What a guy.
Are we doing the conference?
We'll hold the conference for next time.
Okay.
Hold the conference for next time.
I like it.
We should do that the week heading into to media day.
Heading into media day. That's exactly what I thought.
All right.
And this is a good one. So we got a nice little bell curve. One defund the program, one title contender, 2 in bowl games for sure, and 2 subpar. And then I think honestly the 4 that we have at around 500 are probably the most appropriate. So I think it's a good one.
Yeah, I like this. I like how we tiered this.
Yeah, I don't think anybody could look at this and be like, these guys don't know what they're talking about.
This is not clickbait, obviously. Very logical, no comments, nothing.
I mean, I feel like this one is easier than some of the other ones we do.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Like, there's a clear top.
Right.
I think, yeah, Duke and South Carolina, I think are. Would you shut up?
Fick been good for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not getting enough love. I'm not getting enough attention. You're here talking, but you're not showing me no love.
He's just been laying there at my feet like a good boy, and now he's. Yeah, go ahead and scratch. Go ahead and scratch. Make a bunch of noise. This dog is just like giving me the dumbest look ever. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. All right, Artie. Do you have a walk the plank?
Ooh, I don't think I do have one, and I feel like I had some a few days ago.
Can you explain this 7-team trade in the NBA like I'm 5?
I don't even know what you're talking about. To be honest with you.
So basically there were parts of the trade that were agreed to at the time, but all trades had to wait until a specific day to actually happen. So then as that was going on, there were more pieces being pulled into the trade. And at the end of the day, it ended up being 7 teams involved total. But like the Kevin Durant move that was announced weeks ago wasn't really official because the rest of the parts of the deal hadn't come together. They had agreed like he's definitely going to Houston, but like there was other stuff. Cam Malawatch, draft pick from Duke, he's going to a different team. And it wasn't announced like, at the draft. This is completely different. So yeah, he was actually a draft pick in the Kevin Durant trade that got moved. But it couldn't really happen.
That's one part of the NBA landscape that I've never really understood. When you place a trade or you have a trade and you know someone's going somewhere, but it actually doesn't get finalized till weeks, maybe even months later, I have no idea.
I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how you're a professional sports league. How does that happen? It's not like it's like
involved in the trade. It's like it's half the fucking league basically.
And then these guys get traded everywhere or hold out to get traded somewhere else. Like they change their mind on where they want to play more than the wind changes direction. I don't know. Mine, I don't know the guy's name. I don't know anything about it really, other than the United States got absolutely screwed on a handball in the box. And what is it? Is that the Gold Cup? Did y'all see that?
USA Mexico? Yeah, I actually watched a little bit of that game.
Catch me at the watching like the actual like World Cup or
crazy. That game was in Houston and it was all Mexico crowd, like 80%.
Oh yeah,
Mexico crowd, which I mean it's Houston, which is right there at the border, basically. But yeah, that was a pro Mexico crowd. You could not see no Americans in NRG Stadium.
No comment. Okay. I mean, look, it's easy for them to come over there. They're going to go. They travel. Mexico travels. Chill out. This dog won't stop licking me. I love this dog more than most things in life. I treat this dog like he is a child. But he will not, for the love of God, stop licking me all the damn time. All the time. He walks up, licks. I have to wear my shoes in the house or my slippers in the house all day. I can't walk around barefoot because he licks my feet. I don't know, dude. Anybody want a dog?
That sounds like a Jared part of me. I ain't gonna have no dogs licking me all day.
Well, this one, you come to my house, it's just a foregone conclusion. You're gonna get licked.
My walk the plank is a quick one.
Okay.
Walk the plank to the Suns. You get rid of Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And then you give Devin Booker a $72.5 million extension. Now, this is the part where it's really a walk the plank. Miami Marlins. Your entire payroll this year is $67.4 million. That's less than Devin Booker's contract. What's going on here? I thought baseball was big money.
The NHL salary cap is like $93 million. Like this guy's basically getting paid what an entire NHL roster gets paid,
and
more than the Marlins.
Yeah, hasn't really done. I mean, he's an all-star. He's a great player, but really hasn't produced a lot.
Yeah,
as far as winning on the court. So I do have one though, really quick. I just saw this one. NCAA, the tournament field expansion. I don't know if you guys heard about this. Absolutely ridiculous. I hate it. I don't like it. This shit now. I mean, what are we doing? We're going to expand it to 72, 76 teams? For what? Outside of money, for what? What the hell are we doing that for? That is just the dumbest shit I've heard. That's just we're turning it to a participation trophy, satisfactory trophy. I don't get it. I hate that. So walk the plank to the NCAA.
They're just trying to give ECU a chance to make it to the NIT. That's what they're trying to do.
15 and 21, right?
Yeah, I don't really care. If we get there, we'll get there eventually. I would hate. Imagine being the last team in like a field of 76.
It's just embarrassing. Like 76 best team in the country. That sounds like you shouldn't be there.
There's what 300? How many Division I basketball?
Like 340 something.
330.
Yeah, 342, 333, something like that.
But that doesn't mean you should be in the tournament.
I mean that's basically a fifth, 20% of college basketball teams in the tournament. Quick math. So
it's already at a decent. We already got the play-ins. We already got the first four in, first four out, whatever it is. Like I just feel like it's at where it should be, at its capacity.
At least while you're at it, change it from if you're one of like the last four in, like you should be the 16 seed.
11 seed, no seed other than the bottom seeds have to play.
Right, exactly.
I agree with that. Yes.
All right. Anything else?
Ficklin says no. Ficklin says get the hell off.
We're out.
All right, y'all. Make sure you subscribe at Boneyard Podcast. Follow us at Boneyard Podcast, at the Boneyard Podcast on TikTok. Give us a like on YouTube. 5-star review. Artie, if they don't give us a 5-star review, tell them what to do.
Walk the damn plank.
I'll send Ficklin to lick you to death. Yeah, that's all I got. Josh, you look like you had something else.
I just wanted to say thank you guys for 101 subscribers on YouTube. We did it. We're over 100.
Over 100 now. That's a milestone.
Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. And tell them if they don't subscribe to Jared Chaffett will send his dog Ficklin to lick you to death. All right, Pirate Nation, we love you.
Appreciate y'all as always. Wash your hands, wash your butts, Pirate Nation. Until next time. Deuce.
Go damn Pirates.